Hello everyone. I want to make this little video just to showcase the Essentials course. There are two ways to take the Essentials course. There's a live training program and there's the self-study. The live training program will include a forum, 12 live classes, and just a lot more direct interaction, connection with me, community. It's just a very interactive community kind of space. The self-study program is just the content, and it includes 25 hours of video material, 423-page transcription of all of the content, and a workbook. You can upgrade anytime from the self-study program to join any of the live training program cycles. And I want to just speak about this because right now, until the end of this Mercury retrograde cycle, I am offering the self-study at 30% off. That's $200 off. So for those who are interested in this, it's very important that I let you know about it and that I'm doing my work to make sure it is known, and that I'm talking about it and making these teachings available to everyone. The Essentials course is at the core about teaching evolutionary astrology in the way that I practice and train it. The rooting of these teachings is in Jeffrey Wolf Green's teachings on evolutionary astrology. That is my training, that is my lineage. The essence of this work is working with astrology as a way to understand the soul. Looking at a chart as a way to understand the core soul dynamics that we bring into this lifetime. The Essentials course is focused entirely on all the essential information for at some point beginning to actually interpret charts to understand the core soul dynamics. What we need to do first is understand what's the basic philosophy of evolutionary astrology. What is it we're doing when we look at a chart? What kind of information can we gather? This is a very important thing. This is the first thing we study in the Essentials course. And one thing I like to point out is our cosmological perspective of who we are is what determines the kind of information we can gather from the natal chart. If we think of ourselves as just habits, hobbies and habits, likes and things we don't like, things that we're good at, things we're not good at, but we're not really looking deeper underneath the surface, then we can look at the chart and have that more superficial picture of ourselves. If our sense of ourself is rooted in a deeper soul level understanding, there's a reason why we're here. From an evolutionary perspective, from the perspective of our awakening, our self-remembering, there's a reason why everything in our life is the way it is, far beyond the constructs of right and wrong, bad and good. There's deep relevancy and soul intimacy and really perfection for how the totality of our life is the perfect template for our own ongoing growth. Our bodies, the families we come into, and the present moment reality of our lives are the perfect template, are the perfect reflections for our own unraveling. And I look at the chart as a map that reveals that. To me, this whole journey is about remembering who we are, unraveling all the constructs of self-identity, chiseling away at all of our constructs, all of our guards, our defenses, our walls, the ways in which we say, this is who I am, this is what I will not let in, this is what I need life to be, and then life is constantly reflecting that stance back to us. Not to say the stance is right or wrong, just saying that's a stance. And who are we beyond that stance? This evolutionary journey is constantly bringing us deeper and deeper and deeper into who we are, which is an experience. It's a remembering. It's a realization. And it's never found in the next identity. And yet each identity itself gives us more experience. Right? Each identity brings us more deeply into a whole new realm of life experience. The identity serves that. An identity construct will want certain kinds of experience, but we have to let that go as well. So I see the chart as that, an ongoing process of evolution, an ongoing evolutionary journey, unraveling, coming home to who we are. And when we look at the chart, with that perspective, there's an immense amount of compassion and empathy and appreciation that we're able to feel and share with each individual that we work with. To look at any human being and say, there is profound meaning and value and holiness to your life. Just to have that perspective in the first place is healing. And then to look at a chart and to be able to actually unravel the language, the objective understanding around this life. The natal chart provides a framework for understanding the core soul dynamics. We're all evolving. We're all awakening. In some sense, everyone's journey is the same from that point of view. But it's so different in terms of the content and the unique flavor. We all have different lives, different bodies, different kinds of experiences, although the core curriculum of love and healing and forgiveness and remembering is the same. We're all learning it and walking a different path. And there's an immense amount of respect and appreciation and really being able to feel and grasp and appreciate the quality of that path for each individual soul. That's what the natal chart reveals. So in this training program, we start with that understanding. That's segment 1. And then we move into the zodiac, right? What are the 12 signs? The evolutionary intention and meaning of the 12 signs of astrology. How can they manifest and express at different levels of consciousness? Right? As we awaken, as we remember ourselves, these archetypes will continue to manifest and reflect more refined levels of self-realization. It's beautiful to actually think of the archetypes in that way. So we can begin to look at a chart eventually and be able to understand that one sign can actually have a multitude of expressions. Within this, we also look at elements, modes, polarities, all the different associations between the zodiac. This actually sets us up down the road to understand aspects and planetary relationship. The next segment, we have a segment on astronomy. Astronomy is really important. It's a way of understanding the physiology, so to speak, of the natal chart. To me, understanding the basic astronomy of the natal chart is a way of respecting and appreciating this beautiful art and science that we're studying. It's so important to understand what's actually reflected in the natal chart astronomically. What's the ecliptic? What's happening with the signs? Why are they 30 degrees? What's the tropical zodiac? What's the sidereal zodiac? How are houses created? These are very important fundamental things, and it's just a way of appreciating the physical reality behind this art and science. Last year, Gemini Brett actually joined me, and we have the intention for him to join me as well for that segment, because he's a master at sacred astronomy, which is really a valuable tool. The next segment is houses. You know, signs and houses share the same archetypes, but signs are not the same as houses. We learn about houses, and we begin putting signs on houses. By segment 4, we're actually beginning to interpret. Right? We'll learn the houses. Okay, second house, self-value. It's how we survive. It's how we ground. What happens if you put Cancer in the second house? What are some expressions? What are some possibilities? How might that look? So we do a lot of practice from this point on in putting different combinations together. It's a very thorough learning journey. For each segment, I give the teachings and I give many examples. And by the way, we don't just have a 423-page transcription of all of these teachings. We also have a workbook with a review note and practice questions for every segment. So I've created this entire educational experience to really support integration and learning. We have audio learners, visual learners, whatever kind of learner you are, this course meets your needs. The last segment, which actually takes up more than half of the course, is planets. We learn thoroughly about each planet, its meaning, its evolutionary intention, how it functions, its various levels of expression, and we put a lot of practice in putting it in houses and signs. Right? What's Mercury symbolize? What's Mercury in Cancer in the second house? Let's say Mercury in Capricorn in the 8th house. We give lots of examples so we can really feel and develop more competency and experience in understanding the multifaceted expression of all of these planetary archetypes. All of this is taught in 25 video lessons. which itself is many, many hours. I'm sorry, 25 hours rather, video, 25 hours total, which itself is many, many videos, right? Most videos are, well, some videos are less than 30 minutes. Some videos are closer to an hour. I don't think there are any videos more than 50 or so minutes. So they're all very accessible learning bites, right? A total of 25 hours of learning content. Now, if you want to be a part of the live training program, we're going to be studying these segments in order. We're going to have, in a 4-month container, 12 weekends, right? 12 Saturdays here in the US of live Q&A. Within that, we'll have 4 weeks off where we won't have a live Q&A. So in those 4 months, we'll meet 12 times. We'll have 4 break weeks. And these meetings are ways to ask questions and integrate and practice the content of the segments. We'll have a live forum where 24/7 you can ask questions, share your workbook content, as much work as you want to do. No one's grading it. You can interact and really get as much out of the course as you put into it. And I'll meet you there. We'll have the opportunity to form study partners with other students of the course so you can actually study and practice the material together. We form community. It's a very beautiful interactive experience. Now, for those that want to study at your own pace, don't want to necessarily right now be a part of a live course, you can do the Essentials course self-study option, which means you're just purchasing the 25 hours of video content, the 423-page transcription, the workbook. You can upgrade any time to participate in the live course during any cycle of the course. But if you just want to start off or just feel that you want to do a self-study, you can do that. And right now, everything's on sale. In particular, the self-study program right now is 30% off. I'm giving a promo here. 30% off until February 3rd, the end of this Mercury retrograde cycle. That's $200 off the main price. I highly recommend this to anyone that's feeling drawn to this study. This is a great opportunity. And whenever you purchase it, you can always upgrade to the live training program. All of the content of the Essentials course was actually filmed progressively over the year of 2021 during the first year that I taught this. So I was teaching it live, and I was creating the content, editing it, putting my whole heart and soul into it. And so it's meaningful and exciting for me that I have all this content now to share. It's just here, and I can be fully present here, not in creating content. There are some areas that I'm going to continue to improve, but I can be fully present to support those that wish to study and receive this material. I'm really grateful for that. Now, beyond the Essentials course, this 4-month container, where we just go as deeply as learning planets and signs and houses, we move into the chart interpretation course. You can enroll now for the whole year training program, which includes the chart interpretation course as well, or you can enroll in that later. Of course, if you enroll now, you get everything at 20% off. So the chart interpretation course completes the entire program. In the chart interpretation course, we're taking everything that we've learned in the Essentials course and we're applying it to actually interpret charts. So that's part 2. This starts in August. You could enroll in that course if you've already taken a course with me, if you've already studied with someone else deeply in the evolutionary astrology modality. Otherwise, it's not open to anyone who hasn't already taken the Essentials evolutionary astrology content, either through me or someone else. So in the chart interpretation course, we do aspects. We go deeply, deeply, deeply into the nodes. Nodes, aspects of the nodes, planets of the nodes, squares of the nodes, nodal rulership, Pluto in the nodes. We begin to interpret. Then we begin to work with planets in transit and progression. And then for those that have done the Essentials course and the chart interpretation course with me, there's the practicum. Right? We actually begin to read charts. I will be doing a number of live chart readings with my group. And then we go on to the practicum solo journey where I'll be guiding each individual to come into their own practice. And that's just for those that have really committed themselves to the study. And that's It's later on. But this is what emerges. You start with the Essentials course. Who is this for? It's for anyone that wants to go deeply into the study of astrology, study of the soul. It's a healing practice. Those who are drawn to deepening in their own spirituality, deepening in their understanding of astrology. It matters not if you're already very studied in astrology or if you're completely new. It's for both of you. Those who have no experience at all in astrology, this will teach you astrology from the ground up. Those who have been studying but want the solid support and guidance from the ground up with a teacher that you resonate with, this will provide that for you. It's a very valuable experience to commit yourself to a study with a teacher that you want to study with. To say, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to give myself this commitment. Okay. So this is my little talk on the Essentials course. Once again, please check it out. You can see it in the comments. I'll put it in the description. arimoshe.com. You'll find a link to it. We have the Essentials course training program, which includes 12 meetings live and a community forum. Or we have the Essentials course self-study, which just includes the video content, the transcriptions, and the workbook. Okay, my friends, please get in touch if you have any questions. I see, Lisa, you've asked a question. What are life lessons for someone with a Leo North Node? Well, what the hell? I'll answer this question now. Every chart is different, so I can never at all be one size fits all. This is a very important principle in this work because many people have a Leo North Node, and we have to understand, this is a teaching from Jeff Green, that the natal chart reflects reality. And what that means is that symbols of the chart are reflective of the soul's reality. And that can express in many ways. Right? So Leo is an archetype, but has multifaceted dimensions to it. Likewise, the house it's in, the aspects it's forming. So I can't answer this generally in a way that would apply to just you, but I can answer it in a very general way just to understand what's the nature of Leo from an evolutionary perspective. Right? So if you have a Leo North Node, your South Node is in Aquarius. South Node Aquarius orients from a place of objectivity. It's wanting to see things from a bird's eye view. And this can mean many things. It can mean a fundamentally scientific orientation, an interest in the greater global schematic of things, interested in community, interested in friendship, interested in community development, wanting to orient to life experience from a place where it's about us and togetherness and sharing and inclusion. It's social, it's air. So the idea of Aquarius is, I want all of us to be included. Right? We could also have karmic dynamics within Aquarius where it's about exclusion as well. The movement into Leo is focusing on what is my unique contribution. Right? So for many souls, the movement is to actually appreciate one's individual self, not just be in the objective realm or in the togetherness realm, but to also make sure we're including what's special about me as a unique expression of divine intelligence. There's something special and meaningful about me. So Leo and the sun sign in general really speaks to that in the natal chart, where we're called upon to fall in love and appreciate what is unique about our own being. And in accessing that, we actually become aware of the fact that there's a purpose. Purpose is Leo. Purpose is sun, where we are centralized, we're focused, and we need a certain level of self-centeredness and self-confidence and entitlement to claim that, to say, I'm alive and I'm here. I'm important, not in some kind of like ego sense, but in the sense that I am. There's spiritual value and meaning to my being, and it's not going to actualize. It won't go anywhere unless I believe in myself. And then that Leo Aquarius axis is if we're actualizing, we really do bring the greatest contribution to the collective, which then inspires others to be themselves as well. So that's Leo North Node in general. It's going to be different for every soul, but there's a general movement or emphasis towards self-actualization, really giving attention to oneself. It's important that I am having fun, that I am enjoying myself, that I am appreciating my own beauty, my own essence, putting myself at the center so that I can share and really enjoy being a part of a beautiful life where we're all shining, we're all appreciating one another. It starts by me making the choice to open my heart to my own beauty, to my own self. Oh, I see. A Pisces with a Leo North Node. Yeah. And, Pisces can hide, right? There's a natural inconjunct between Pisces and Leo. There's a teaching on YouTube I have on that. I don't know where it is. It might be on the 12th house if you look on EA Zoom meetings. Pisces Sun, there can be a tendency to not really know how to make do with oneself, not wanting to take up space. That's the existential dilemma with Pisces. We're actually experiencing ourselves. Fundamentally, at the core, the deeper realization is that of unity and togetherness. There can be this existential dilemma with, well, how do I exist as an individual being if it's about oneness? I don't want to take up space. We have to understand what the teachings are in Pisces, which is about co-creatorship, right? Allowing the personal self to be an extension, a vessel, an instrument of divine will. Spiritualizing our reality by knowing ourselves as an instrument of love, not ignoring ourselves, but really filling ourselves with value and love and meaning because of our direct and holy connection to the divine. That's the only way to find true meaning. And Pisces, of course, it's going to be, that's my way of languaging it. Everyone's going to think of it and experience it differently. Okay, well, got the opportunity to interact a little bit here. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Once again, please get in touch if you have any questions or want to share anything that you're feeling or thinking about this course. It is my honor to share this information, this content with you, and I'm here and I'm available. I would say one last thing. This is a year with a Taurus-Scorpio axis and Saturn and Aquarius square in the nodes, where there is a really profound focus on the deeper psychosomatic work. It's a time where we're called upon to really dig deep, look at our core content, and begin to build new habits, new patterns to structure our life in a good way, in a healthy way. So I think this is a really great year to be a part of community and to be adding the structures of support that can really help us along the way. Okay, much love to you all. Thank you for watching.